Snug Underfloor Heating to talk about our top tips for warming up for winter.
Good, yeah, obviously nights are going to start drying in, it's going to start getting a bit cold. That silly season where you have to work every hour God sends. So I think one of my best tips is always make sure you've got some decent clothing, you know, some hoodies, maybe a cap, keep yourself warm. It's not very nice working out there when it's cold.
Especially when you're jumping out of a warm van. It's the freezing cold and back in a warm van.
I always find that when I'm working in the winter, I'm always outside, and in the summer when it's sunny, I'm inside.
Yeah, as soon as it rains, you've got to go up the ladder. I have the problem, I don't know if you have this, if I'm wearing a jacket or a coat or a jumper and it's freezing cold outside, when I get in the van, I'm red hot within seconds. Yeah. And sometimes I'm driving along and I'm trying to get in the arse on, I'm trying to jump off while I'm driving.
I think that one of my other good ones, and it happens to a lot of the guys who work for me as well, so we buy them, you know, decent clothes to wear, and so they go home to a job with the hoodies on and stuff like that. They start working, take it off, and we're on the job, and the amount of times I get the customer, one of your lads has left, so I've been to drive round to pick up something.
The worst thing I did last Christmas when it snowed, I always take my workroom stuff outside the house and go in. I forgot I left them outside the workroom full of snow. It's all about keeping yourself organised because everyone's on the phone, everyone's chasing you, everyone wants the boiler fixed, and if they've got no heating or hot water, it's an emergency. They think they're only one on the planet who's not got the boiler working.
I think it's very, very difficult to try and keep yourself organised, isn't it? I mean, I'm a bit of a bookaphobe, so I write everything down because I'm old, a bit older. But you use like apps and stuff like that, don't you? So you can keep your diary going, it makes life easier.
Yeah, I've got an app, I use a work management app, but yeah, when you're busy, you've got time to get out and type it all out. There's a bit of cardboard and a pen next to you, you're tempted to just write it down.
And then you leave that, forget that.
And I'm forever promising people, they'll ring me up, oh, can you do that? Yeah, okay, I'll pop on my way home, and then you think, oh, I forgot about that, and nearly home, and then you've got to go back out again. So trying to keep yourself organised because it's like the nights are drawing in, it's cold, you're busy, maybe you finish your work late, you go home, you have something to eat, you fall asleep, you wake up again, you're back at work, you get a bit depressed, you get a bit down. So it's important to keep yourself organised so you don't sort of go on that slippery slope down to, oh, I ain't working.
And the other thing then for me is obviously, like you said, nights are drawing in, it's getting dark. So for me, you're obviously going to be working, it's going to be dark in the morning when you go to work, it's dark when you come home, and it's like you miss the day, isn't it? So what I found, and I found this out on social media, was to put some fantastic strip lights in the back of my van, so that when I open the door, I can see everything inside, so I can find everything, and it saves you umpteen hours searching in the dark with a torch and stuff.
That's a good point.
I found that was good. Tool safety, you know, looking after your stuff at night, obviously. Are there more thieves in the winter? I don't know, but it seems to be that when it goes a bit twilight, people are coming around your van, they're nicking your stuff. What do you do to, you know, compensate that?
Yeah, obviously thieves use the cover of darkness to sort of hide themselves. Van security is a massive thing at the minute. Tool theft is like epidemic proportions.
Yeah.
You've got to think about extra security outside the van. Inside the van, you've got to have a van vault to keep your tools in. I know you've got one, I've got two in mine. Alarm where you park it. Try and back your doors up to something.
And my side door up against that. With mine, I've got a gate inside my house. I back you up the drive. If you're a burglar, by the way, I'll lock you every time. And I'll put it up against the wall and I reverse it up against the garage. But I think that if somebody's going to get in your van, Pete, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you can steal out of someone else's van, you know, like the angle grinder, the diamond blade. You're going to get in anyways. You've just got to try and eliminate the ease it is for somebody to steal this stuff.
Yeah, you just got to do whatever you can. And also the most important thing is you've got to mark your tools, because if your tools get nicked, the police manage to get them back. If you've not got anything to identify yours, you'll never get them back.
So you've got, you're really busy, so you need your stuff. You know, maybe I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 underfloor heating jobs, something like that. I need to find somebody or somewhere, a manufacturer that I can get the stuff within 24 hours. If we order it, it's delivered. I want to get it out there, I want to use it as quick as I can. I don't want to be waiting for 2 or 3 days for stuff. Do you find that a problem?
Yeah, if whatever job you're doing, whether it's a boiler manufacturer where you need everything's come from the same place, or merchants where you need to pick all your materials up from the same place. It's good to have a relationship with a manufacturer that can do everything you need. So not just pipe, boards as well, the electronic components of it. So a company like what we're talking with Snug today can do all that, and you know that you can ring them up, and if you need something, they've not got to outsource that to someone else and you're waiting, you know, for delivery. They can sort it in-house for you. So if you're under pressure, you've got to get the job done. There's another job screaming at you. You've got, you know, jobs coming out your ears. You're not on your own. That company is doing their bit to help you get the job done.
I think, like you said, the customer, your customer, doesn't see past their door. They just want the job doing when they want it doing. You know, if it's central heating, it's sort of very now focused. You know, I've got no heating, I've got no hot water, I've got a baby. You know, everybody's got an 80-year-old granny in the house, and they've all got kids. You know, when they ring you up, and you've got to then try and prioritise which jobs you go to first, don't you?
Well, plumbing is, as a general rule, when someone calls you as an emergency, water through the ceiling, no hot water, no central heating.
That's reactive, isn't it? You've got to be seen to be there straight away.
A lot of pressure, especially when you've got a lot of work on, and you know, a lot of us are one-man bands, no one there to help you.
It's difficult to be like I always found it's difficult to be an installer and also a repairman, because you might be in the middle of installing something that you've got to do that day. It's going to take you a day to do it, and then somebody rings you up with a reactive problem like water coming through the ceiling, you can smell gas. You've got to be seen to, you know, be there as well. You can't be in two places at the same time.
And if you've not got a company that you can rely on to, you know, back you up with materials, you've been out to something, you've said, yeah, I can do that tomorrow, materials are coming in tomorrow, and they don't turn up.
Yeah.
That person's let down, that space in your diary then is wasted, and it might push other jobs further along. When you're already busy, you know, it just becomes like a snowball.
I think that one of the tips for me is try and get yourself involved in your area with 2 or 3 other good plumbers that you can rely on. And then what I do is, if I've got too much work on, or something happens and I need to be somewhere straight away, I can ring these guys up and one of them will go, or you've got a good chance of them going. It's a bit like when you're going on your holiday and you're a one-man band, you're going away for a week or 2 weeks, and who's going to look after any problems that you've got coming in? You can't just leave, can you, for 2 weeks?
That's why social media is good, because you might not necessarily know someone in person,
Yeah.
but when you follow people on social media, you get to know who's in your area. Like I work with, well, sometimes I work with you, I work with Marcus, he's in Nottingham and Leicestershire. We'll help each other out on bigger jobs, and you know, these are people that I've met through social media. So social media is not just about promoting your business to your customers, you can also network with other plumbers and get a relationship that way.
So do you think it's good to, you know, obviously we put pictures of our work on social media and that kind of stuff. Do you think that's a good way of advertising to your customer? You know, they look at your work and think, plumbing hell, that's exemplary, I'm going to go to this guy and I'm going to get my job done.
Yeah, definitely. I think these days customers will look for you online. If you've got a strong online presence, if you're showing your work, that's something for them to look at. If you're proud of your work, you're doing big jobs, or if you're doing, I don't know, on my social media do all kinds of things, but we do charity work, don't we? So it just shows you as a company, as a person, what you stand for, and they can sort of preview what they might be getting from you.
So me diving in bushes and on rivers and that's not a great thing, is it?
Shows you've got a sense of humour. And then the other good thing about social media is with a company. So like the guys on this job today, they're fitting the Snug Underfloor, they're going to take some nice photos of it, they're going to share it on their social media page, and then the company Snug will then reshare it on their social media channels, and that also gets the word out, one about the job you're doing and your business, but also for the company Snug, it showcases their materials being used on the job.
And how it works. I mean, what I really like about, I mean, we're going on about social media because we do it quite a lot, but I really like to be able to see how other people do work, especially, you know, things like Snug. You know, one minute you don't know they're there, and the next minute they're sort of everywhere. You know, by, like you said, people putting videos on them, people go, oh, that looks really good. I like that pink pipe. I like that, the way that fence board works, or however it works, or the way that Snug go about the business. them, because again, it's not all about selling, it's the after sales service as well, I think. Thanks for joining us today. We've been with Snug, so how can they get hold of them?
Just Google Snug Underfloor Heating.
Simple.